Hi, it's Lily Kincade on We Found New Music with Grant Owens, and this is my song Real. I remember driving through the canyon with the windows down. Couldn't help but smile when we were talking. I remember thinking, now there's no way out. My head was in the clouds, yeah, I was falling. I remember calling my friends and telling them all about you, thinking you could be the one. Thank God I found you, but maybe you're right, we weren't enough. And you can tell everyone you know you're so glad it's over, that you were never in deep enough to need closure. But don't pretend you hated us. You can say that you don't feel the way you used to feel, but don't say it wasn't real. Real love, real love, real love. Don't say it wasn't real. Real love, real love, real love. I remember running to the front door when your truck pulled in, falling into your arms. They were open, now they're closed, and it feels different being around you. Still feel my heart break being without you. Tell me though, did it hurt even a little bit, or did you just forget? I remember calling my friends and telling them all about you, thinking you could be the one. Thank God I found you, but maybe you're right, we weren't enough. And you can tell everyone you know you're so glad it's over, that you were never in deep enough to need closure. But don't pretend you hated us. You can say that you don't feel the way you used to feel, but don't say it wasn't real. Real love, real love, real love. Don't say it wasn't real. Real love, real love, real love. Still don't know where it all went wrong with you, but I hope you remember all the good parts too. You can say that you don't feel the way you used to feel. You can say that you don't feel the way you used to feel, but don't say it wasn't real. Real love, real love, real love. Don't say it wasn't real. Real love, real love, real love. I remember calling my friends and telling them all about you, thinking you could be the one. Thank God I found you, but maybe you're right, we weren't enough. And you can tell everyone you know you're so glad it's over, that you were never in deep enough to need closure. But don't pretend you hated us. You can say that you don't feel the way you used to feel. You can say that you don't feel the way you used to feel, but don't say it wasn't real. Real love, real love, real love, 'cause you know that it was real. Real love, real love, real love.
Hey guys, Grant Owens here on We Found New Music at Dash Radio, and we're joined by Lily Kincade in the studio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
We are thrilled to have you, and I learned a little bit about you earlier, and so cool to have you for the first time on We Found New Music. Now, to get started, I guess a little background, you were mentioning, you live in Nashville, you live here, and tell me more about that. You said something about you moved here at 14 years old?
Yes, I ended up moving here right before I started high school. I always knew it was like, since I was little, I started playing piano when I was in elementary school and then writing songs. So I knew, it was from the get-go, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what my purpose is. And I was just trying to get to LA. And then my mom ended up getting a new job. And so I was like, I have to do it. Yeah. Even though it was kind of sad, I had to leave behind my childhood friends, and I did online school. But I was like, it was worth it. So yeah, I was 14 when I moved here, which is just crazy to think about. And then when I was 19, I got a place in Nashville and started going there a lot to write. So it's good.
Yeah, so Nashville is definitely a big music town as well. Yes. I know a lot of pop artists and writers are down there. Tell me more about that scene.
It's really cool in Nashville. I'm such a writer. I don't think I would sing if I wasn't writing my own songs, and I'm such a nerd when it comes to songwriting, and I just love studying everything I can about songs. In Nashville, it's the writing community there is so nice and so welcoming and so like, it's hard to describe, but it just feels like it's very like communal and it's just really cool because like obviously I love all types of music, but I also like when I first moved to Nashville, I really got into listening to country music and just really telling a story.
Yeah, okay.
Because ultimately it's like every song, every movie, every piece of art is about the same core emotions.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how can I tell this feeling and a story in a new way that hasn't been done before?
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it probably helps you work on your writing and everything. And then, so when you came to LA, what was it like getting more into music here? Do you feel like there's a community here at all?
Yeah, no, I love LA. I have a love-hate relationship with LA.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do.
I think we all do. Like I ended up, my second EP that I put out was called LA Doesn't Miss Me, which was like a song that I wrote about like the going back and forth from LA to Nashville. And I don't know, I think LA is an amazing place too, and it's super creative. I get a lot of like inspiration being here. Even the people, the city,
everybody's pretty
everything.
Driven, right? It's because it's such a competitive town too, musically.
Yeah, like there's just so many people, and everybody is so talented in their own way too. So I feel like the one like not piece of advice, but one thing that really helped me was there's so many talented people, and you'll start to see that when you're here. And the key is like figure out who you are. Like just be yourself truthfully and like get confident in the things that make you different, because that's how you don't even like I used to struggle with comparison a lot, and it took a while, but then I was like, you know what? Like the things that make me are unique and nobody else can have
I think that's a solid point. You actually thrive as an individual here.
Yeah.
As you stop trying to be like somebody else, because you can blend in that way, but instead trying to find your identity, right? As an artist.
Yeah.
Which you've been working on, and I mean it's a challenge, but there you go. Cool. What would you say your style of music is?
I would say my style of music it's definitely pop it's like just storytelling pop music, I would say.
And who are you inspired by?
I'm inspired by a lot of people, but the people that mainly inspired me that I started listening to when I was growing up is obviously Taylor Swift. I'm a huge Swiftie. And Lana Del Rey as well. Like I grew up dancing, and so I remember doing a dance to my dance teacher choreographing a dance to Diet Mountain Dew, and I was like, who is this girl? And I just fell in love with her. And I love Casey Musgraves as well. Like I love her storytelling. Like Merry Go Round is one of my favorite songs of all time. And
yeah, I feel like two of those three artists jump between country and pop, so that seems to make sense since you're also from Nashville, or you live there, so seems like natural inspirations for who you are.
Yes.
So let's talk about the music. You just played Real for us.
Yes.
And that had some success. Tell us about the song and the success that it had.
Real is one of my favorite songs ever. I actually wrote that song during the pandemic, and that song was just, I don't know, it was a magical song. Like I wrote it with two of my favorite people in the world, Casey Brown and Sam Gray, and I remember like that day we all like were like, what just happened? Like we were like, we think we wrote something special. And you can just tell, like when you don't force something and let it flow naturally and let the idea speak for itself. But I released that song on my EP, LA Doesn't Miss Me, and it was the first song of mine that like went viral on TikTok and started to, get me to meet people and connected me to a lot of the Kincadians, which are the
Kincadians. There you go.
That's the name that my fans chose for themselves, which I love.
Speaking of, let's see that fret that you have a Kincade. That's beautiful. Not
my
fret. Capo.
My little
Look at
capo.
how beautiful. So there you go. Kincade, and you have your fan colony of the Kincadians.
No, they literally have a country. Like I love them so much. I'm like, you guys, we need to make a map or something.
I love that.
It's this country of Kincadia. And then like we have towns, there's little like, it's crazy.
Cool.
I love them. My fans are very creative.
That sounds like it. That's cool. So beyond that, you also have a new single that we're going to promote here and talk a lot about now. It's called 3 Months by Lily Kincade, who joins us now on We Found New Music.
Yes.
Tell us about the inspiration behind the latest track, 3 Months.
3 Months is probably the most literal song I've ever written, and it is in fact about a relationship that I had that was 3 months. And I had a real life cruel summer moment where I dated somebody for all of summer, and for the longest time I wouldn't let myself heal when it ended, because I was like, I feel stupid for being upset over something so small and that only lasted for 3 months. And I was like, you know what? No, Lily. And so I started writing the song in the middle of the night, and it was like, this song isn't for him. Like, this song was for me. It finally let myself heal and, you know, realize that it doesn't matter how short somebody is in your life or how long somebody is. Like, as the lyrics of the bridge say, time doesn't mean anything to the heart. 5 days could lead to you falling apart. And yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. How did the song come about? And tell me about, was it melody first or lyrics?
The melody and lyrics for me a lot of the time come at the same time, and they did for this. I remember I had a session. I was like in Venice. I got home at like 2 a.m. and I had this idea. Like, I don't know, I had all these emotions, and I'm a huge journaler, but if I'm like too tired to journal, I'll go sit down on my piano, put my phone on voice memo, and I'll just start singing out my feelings and just, you know, singing random melodies. And the voice memo ended up to be like 18 minutes long. And then the next day I listened to it all, and a lot of the chorus was there for the most part, and like the first couple lyrics of the verse, and it just kind of all stumbled out of that.
All right, cool. And tell me what you learned about as an artist when making 3 months.
Ooh, making 3 months, it was definitely I would say the main thing I learned making the song was that don't rush the like creative process. It can be so easy because everything these days is so fast. It's like everyone wants a song out right now. And it's like, sometimes you have to like, if it doesn't feel right, don't force it, just let it go. This song was like, it took 2 months to fully write the song. Like, I started the idea in November and was like working on it for a couple weeks, and then brought it to one of my producers out here, and we finished it up, and that took a couple weeks. And so I would just say, like, trust your gut and don't rush things. It's okay to take time to make something that you love. Don't worry about, you know, doing something just to do it. Do it because you love it. Like, I would put the song out even if nobody else listened to it because I like it.
That's important.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you obviously love writing, and, you know, what do you think is your biggest strength as a singer-songwriter?
Ooh, I would say my biggest strength as a singer-songwriter is definitely my ability to put into words feelings that are very hard to describe, or feelings that people are too afraid of. Like, I have this song called At My Funeral that I put out on my last EP, and that was like I always write songs that I would want to listen to. Like, if I can't find a song that talks about the emotion or the situation I'm going through, I'm like, okay, I need to listen to a song. Because I listen to my own songs because it's like, oh, I'm not alone. And I wrote the song called At My Funeral because I had this weird, like, I was like not in a good mental space, and I stayed up all night. I remember, and I walked into the session the next day, and I was like, you guys, we're gonna write a song called At My Funeral because I have this fear of like nobody showing up to my funeral, and that weird loneliness you sense, like, of being always one to reach out, of being always one to do this. And I don't know, I find myself listening to that song a lot when I'm sad, but then it makes me feel better because also it's good to process your emotions. Like,
I agree.
You need to cry, you need to let it out, and that's how you heal.
I think, those are the healthiest people, where they're not going to block those type of emotions out.
Yeah.
So that's important to talk about too, actually, is the fact that, you know, you have to process sad emotions too, and you can't just block it all out.
Yep. I always say you have to feel to heal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. You have to feel to heal. So we talked about your musical inspirations already. So 3 months, what do you hope your fans will take away from that song?
So much. Hope they'll take away from it, realizing that it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel your feelings. Don't feel stupid. Don't feel silly. It's a beautiful gift to feel. I'm somebody who used to like repress all my emotions. And granted, I think that's what maybe makes me the songwriter that I am, because if I said everything I was feeling, I would have nothing to write or sing. But I just hope it reminds people that it's okay to love and to feel, and having a heart and having emotions for people is such a beautiful thing. And don't let anybody ever take that away from you or make you feel silly for caring about something.
Great. Yep. And so now I assume you're doing a lot of writing, and hopefully you have plans to perform sometime soon. So tell me about the performance side, and have you enjoyed connecting with fans in the performance space? And is there any shows on the agenda, or are there any favorite places you like to play?
Oh my gosh. So I've played a little bit, and I'm getting ready to do some new stuff coming up. I'm writing my first, debut album right now. And so that's very exciting, because once that starts all happening, there's just going to be a lot of things.
Yeah,
Won't give too much away, but it's something I've been writing for the past 2 years. And so it feels good to finally be able to get to connect with these people. And I don't know, I'm just very, very thankful for people here and internationally. I love it. I've had Kincadians come up to me at the grocery store, and I don't know. It's cool because I feel like my career kind of really started to take off in the age of the pandemic. And so it it felt real, but it didn't feel real to
Right.
me because I was like talking to these people and interacting with them, but I never got to like see them or really sing these songs live.
Yeah.
And so it's cool now because it's like, oh my God, I actually get to like see your face and we can be in the same room and we can scream these lyrics together. And I don't know, I'm just excited for the future.
I definitely feel like we're finally hitting our stride as far as comfortability of people going out to shows. And,
Yeah.
you know, the fact that there's, you know, ways to, you know, hopefully the coronavirus, everything is like
Stay
easier to
safe.
handle. But yeah, but that's cool. It's exciting. Hopefully we'll see more and more shows from you. Are there any people you'd like to collaborate with?
Oh my gosh, everybody. I love Gracie Abrams. I've been listening to her debut album
Yeah, she's great.
so much. I just love her and I love her like the introspective writing. Yeah. Love her.
cool.
She's one of my faves.
Now, tell me about social media. You mentioned you had a different account. Well, I guess that wasn't on our interview, but you have like a memes account. But tell me about your relationship with social media and how it's important for a way for you to connect with your fans. I see that you are hands-on with your fans.
Yes, I love making memes. You know what? I used to be embarrassed to say that. I used to be like, that's stupid. But you know what? No, it's
You gotta
not
embrace
stupid.
these things.
I love making memes. It's one of my hobbies. It makes me happy. I think it's funny. I'll make a meme and it'll make me laugh. And you know
Yeah.
what? Laughter is the best medicine. But I
Amen.
I made a account called the Kincadians where I post like all of the memes because if I posted them on my regular, people would be like, Lily, chill it with the memes. But it's really cool because it's a little private account for anybody who likes my music or wants to like my music, where then we like chat, or I'll post little clips of demos and just kind of our little fan club.
100%.
But yeah, I love social media. I think social media can be, I view everything in life as like neutral, and social
Right.
media can be negative or it can be positive. It's however you use it. And so I just try to like use it for good. Like for the past 2 years, I think every Monday I do like a mental health Monday check-in that we do on our Instagram, my Instagram stories. And I don't know, I just think having fun with social media, not taking it too seriously, and then also, you know, just being the person that you would want to see.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad that you're open with everybody about these kinds of things, and you know, the happy and the not so happy thoughts come together. Well, that's great. So I'm excited for everything. So what's next for you this year?
What's next is there's a couple more songs coming out soon, and then the album is coming together.
Oh,
So
incredible.
hopefully the album either this end of this year or like super early next year. But yeah.
Cool. Well,
Nerve-wracking,
everything's
but it's
coming together.
exciting.
I know we talked a little bit of everything, but yeah. So what's the best place for people to connect with you?
You can connect with me on all the social medias.
Yeah.
My Instagram is the Lily Kincade, and obviously my Spotify, Apple Music is just my name, Lily Kincade. My Twitter is Lily Kincade, and I'm also over on TikTok at Listen to This in Your Car.
Listen to this in your car.
Yeah,
Your
because I
screen
always used to send people songs. I'd be like, you have to listen to this in your car.
Oh, right.
Because it would just sound better. And obviously, like growing up in LA, when I was working all these different jobs, I was always in my car. And there is just something magical about listening to a song
Yeah.
in your car. You cannot deny that. Don't lie. It is like 10 times better when you blast a song with the windows down, driving down the PCH. It's just magic. So
Yeah. I've seen that. What was that movie? Once. They half of the movie they're working on a song, and then they all get into the same car and go down and
drive,
listen
yeah.
to the song they just worked on. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like
It's like
magical.
magic.
You gotta see that movie, that scene, whenever you can. All right. Well, thank you so much, Lily.
yay.
Thanks for joining us on We Found New Music.
Thank you for having me.